Hi, I'm Melissa Grassman, and this is my story. I started suffering with depression in third grade. I was outcast. I weighed 120 pounds, and I was picked on by my peers and by teachers. At 14, I was taken advantage of physically, and at 16, I had my first baby. I had 4 babies by the time I was 22. I got married at 18, and by 27 was going through a divorce. At 30, I got married again to a very abusive man, and that relationship only lasted 2 years. And then I sank into a deep depression. And within an 18-month period, I had been in the hospital 8 times. That was a hard time. It was a hard time for me. It was a hard time for my kids. But then Chris, my amazing God gave me husband, came back into my life in 2004. And I've always said God blessed me with that man, and he did. I had 4 children, and Chris brought 2 into our little fold. And within a year, we had custody of one of our son's friends. So we had 7 kids, ages 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And it was crazy, but I loved it. I loved our family. I loved everything about that. But my depression was always just on the outskirts, just waiting. And in 2019, I spent 3 days in the ICU. And since then, I have been severely depressed. And this time last year, I was being placed into a mental health facility. But I had to wait a month to get in. So on January 20th of last year, I left for Florida for 6 weeks. And while I was gone, I found God again. He came to me in the most amazing way. I woke up one morning to a song, and all of a sudden it clicked. It was Rolling Stones by Lauren Daigle. And all of a sudden it clicked. I had dug my own grave, but yet he was there, and he was waiting for me. And he left the 99 to come and find me. And my world has been completely different ever since. I can't get through a worship service without crying. I love this church. I feel like my church family stood the gap for me when I was gone. And I feel so incredibly blessed to still be here, to be able to tell my story, to be able to share where I've come from and where I'm going. And I am just so blessed. And I think anybody that knows me would see the change in the last year, to go from being completely absent here at church to being as involved as we possibly can be. I can't stress how blessed I am. I can't stress how much God has giving me in the last 11 months. I rededicated my life on February 15th. I was water baptized and gave it all to God. And now I look forward to standing the gap for other people. And that's my story.